Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Today is the 12-year anniversary of the 9/11 tragedy, so we just want to send out our prayers and thoughts to all the families of the victims of that horrendous tragedy that happened 12 years ago. So once again, we'll get into the charts now, but we do always, want to take a moment just to send out our prayers and thoughts to all the people that were involved in that terrible incident 12 years ago. Looking at the S&P 500 today, you'll see that the markets are down about 2 points at the moment. Make it 2.25 points to 1680 and a quarter or so. Not a big decline. Yesterday the markets did rally. It looks like today markets are pulling back a little bit. We're not going to make too much out of this at the moment. For the most part, the markets have caught a pretty good bid. They are a little bit overbought at the moment. So when you look at the ES futures, really, when you think of the short-term low that was put in on the 28th of August, the markets have rallied up quite a bit now. So they are getting to a little bit overbought on the charts, and you're hitting pretty good resistance up here on the S&P 500 E-mini futures around the 1684, 1685 level. So it's hard to see the market really push through that area with any conviction. In fact, you could see at 4 o'clock in the morning, the market really just could not get through there, and it tried. It just there's just a lot of resistance up there. So I don't know how much upside we could look for today in the market. If the markets sell off or pull back, I suppose they could pull back a little bit. Generally, when the 9/11 anniversary hits, I normally don't look for a big down day. Flat to slightly positive is what I'm expecting today, but you never know. You don't want to take anything for granted in this kind of environment. Looking over a few other things here, when you take a look at today's action, basically the European markets are holding steady this morning. You look across the pond and you see the German DAX showing pretty good strength of about 0.5%. Italy and Spain are both up almost about 1%, and then you have the London FTSE 100, which is basically flat. So we're not going to make too much out of that. Last night, all of the Asian markets were basically flat. It was a pancake session. There really wasn't much we can make out of Asia last night. It was basically flat for the most part. You did have the Nikkei 225 index finish higher by 1 point. So I mean, there's not a lot to say. It looks like the markets really have just pancaked themselves here going forward. The important Shanghai composite index, which is mainland China, that was flat last night as well, up 3 points. So I'll show you those charts and you could get a glimpse of exactly what I'm looking at. But we can't make or take any real lead from the China market or the Japanese market. Here's Japan. So basically a flat night last night, and then you have the Shanghai composite. Basically a flat trading day there as well. So we're not going to make too much out of it. These markets both look a little bit overbought in Asia. So, to see some pulling back at this stage of the game, really wouldn't be unlikely. I just don't know the extent of it with this light trading volume that we've seen. So when you look at the futures, they're holding up fine. Gold this morning, very, very important, is flat as well. So we're not getting a lot of action in gold, really an unchanged session for the most part. You take a look at the GLD. Gold was hit pretty decently yesterday. Today it's sitting right at 131.75, closed at 131.74. So really unchanged action there. Oil, light sweet crude futures today are trading lower by 2 pennies, so they're flat as well. It's really just a flat day across the board. If you take a look at the USO this morning, you'll see the USO is trading, let's just go to the 10 here, trading right around $38.38, and basically it closed right at $38.33. So it's one of those days where we're just looking at flat, 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 really in everything that we're seeing. The one stock that is not flat today is Apple. I'll have some gap levels for Apple this morning. They'll be posted up in the chat room at 9 o'clock. but Apple is getting hit pretty hard here. The stock closed at 494 yesterday. It's trading at 475 this morning. That's a pretty decent 19-point drop for Apple. Again, I will have some bounce levels for Apple on the charts. They'll be posted up in the chat room around 9 o'clock this morning. So watch for that a little bit later. Looks like President Obama last night did give his speech laying out his thoughts on Syria. And right now the markets are going to take it as President Obama would still go in there, but basically into Syria with an airstrike. But basically he's going to hold off for now and see if Syria cooperates and starts to turn over their chemical weapons. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm not sure if we can make too much out of it. Again, that's really pretty much it for today. It's a little bit of a quiet market, but we'll just take it one step at a time. You never know what can happen geopolitically, and I think that's what traders want to watch for. All right, so again, we're going to have a couple gap plays. Come on over to the chat room. They'll be posted up at 9 a.m., and we'll see how this market plays out today. But right now, the E-mini futures are trading lower by about 1.5 points. Not really a big decline whatsoever. And there will be a couple of ceremonies earlier today for at the start of the trading day or just before the open in remembrance of the 9/11 tragedy. Okay. With that said, everybody, have a great afternoon, great trading day, and I will see you on the charts.